What if you didn't need abs to be sexy? What if fitness wasn't about chasing perfection, but about finding joy, building confidence, and embracing who you are right now? I'm Isaac Kong, and in today's episode of ChatterBeans, I'm joined by Guillaume, a proud dad, athlete, and coach, otherwise known as the Fluffy Athlete. His journey from being the chubby kid to a confident, unapologetic advocate for body positivity in the LGBTQ+ community is inspiring, honest, and full of heart. We talk about what it means to feel sexy in your own skin, the power of representation in sports, and how nutrition and movement go hand in hand, and why you don't need to fit the mold to show up, train, and succeed. This episode is about personal growth, self-love, and finding freedom in the way you move, with a little bit of fashion, fatherhood, and fun thrown in. As always, we have real people with real stories, and today's chat is no different. So grab your coffee and let's dive in. Guillaume, welcome to ChatterBeans.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. How are you?
Good, great. Very excited.
Yeah?
Very, very excited.
I'm glad we can make this happen. So we met each other, didn't we, on a High Rocks event in Manchester.
Yes.
When was that? January?
Yeah.
January.
Not too long ago.
Yeah, good. And I've been following you ever since. And I'm going to let you introduce yourself.
Okay.
Tell us who you are, what you do, that sort of thing.
Oh, brilliant. Okay. Just a very vague
Very
question.
vague. Wherever you want to start, and then we'll go from there.
Brilliant. So, Guillaume, as you know, so I'm French. So, if you can't understand what I'm saying, that's all right.
We've got you.
So I've been in London for 13 years. Before that, I lived in New Zealand and Australia. I finished high school in Australia
Did you?
when I was 17. Yeah.
Wow.
I turned 17 and I had the very good, how would you say that? Privilege that my parents offered me a year abroad.
Wow.
And there's like, you can go anywhere. It's a year of exchange. Where do you want to go?
Yeah.
So I knew I wanted to speak English because I was rubbish. I was bilingual in German. I did all my studies in German.
Really?
I've got like 16 years of German. So I used to do science, history, geography in German.
In France?
In France, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It was called European
Okay.
class. My parents took German because they've read somewhere that people learning German have a better brain for analytics and how to put things together.
And is
So,
that true?
I don't know. Well, let's say that I never miss a lap in High Rock. So
Exactly.
my brain
There we are.
is really good for that.
And many people do.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, wow, that's amazing.
And so yeah, they were like, go anywhere. I wanted to learn English, and obviously, you know, you're 17. You're like, I want to get as far away as possible from my parents. So it was either the US, and to me at the time, the US didn't have that personality, that history. So I picked
Yeah.
Australia.
Amazing.
I couldn't go any further away.
Yeah, literally. Why Australia? Why Australia?
It was the feeling of the unknown, of probably never gonna go there anyway, because it wasn't at the time. It wasn't fashionable. Australia in the 90s, it was just like that country from Crocodile Dundee. You know,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
nothing. And I picked the country, and the association I was with picked the town, and I was dreaming of Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane. I went to Darwin.
Okay. How was
Um,
that?
Best year of my life.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially imagine, like, I landed there, couldn't speak English. I had to literally sign what I wanted. Like when I was first year, I was like, so you have to learn English. You have to.
Yeah.
And 3 months in, I was bilingual. I remember my first dream in English. I woke up, was like, I dreamt in English. And apparently that's how you know you can speak English or any other language.
I can't even imagine.
I remember, and I turned 18. So here you are in a brand new country in Darwin. And honestly, Darwin is, if you've seen the movie Australia,
I haven't.
with Hugh Jackman and
Okay.
Nicole Kidman. That's what part of it was filmed there. Hasn't changed.
Really?
It's just like really honest, simple people that
Yeah.
just take you at face value.
Yeah.
Just had the best year.
Really?
And that's the first year where I was like, oh, I can be myself. I can wear what I want. I can do whatever I want. I had the craziest hair color that year.
Did you? That's amazing. Did you make lots of friends?
Yes.
Yeah.
All the exchange students, it's still to this day.
Were there a lot?
Yeah. One of my best friends lives in Brazil. Another one is back in Russia now. A few of Australians. I was hosted by families, and to this day, they're still my family. It's a family in particular. My host sister lives in Denmark now, so she gave birth a year or two ago, so we went to visit them.
That's incredible.
You build such strong bonds that
Yeah.
you can say, yeah, I've got all these people. And
Yeah.
this is great. Yeah. I was sad to go back.
I'm sure. Yeah.
But, had to eventually.
Yeah. So then after Australia, you returned to France?
Yeah. Returned to France, did my studies. So I studied business, entrepreneurship. And then, yes, did study and then met my girlfriend at the time. Had an amazing studies together, and then I was going on and on about Australia. That she was like, "Fine, let's go."
Let's visit. Yeah.
So we did a last end of university internship together. Same company in our hometown. We're from the same hometown, and they were like, "No, we can't do this. Can't stand the French." I know a lot of people don't. And we were like, well, let's go to Australia. Let's go for a year, see what happens. And we did. I found this amazing job. So did she. We stayed for about 3 years.
Wow.
And the company I worked for tried to get me a visa. Didn't work. So they're like, oh, we've got this job in New Zealand. Do you want to try New Zealand? And we're like, yeah, why not? So here you go. Moving to New Zealand for 3 years.
So even more remote.
Yeah. It's literally opposite, the direct opposite of my hometown. But it was a one in a lifetime opportunity. And we stayed 3 years. And then towards the end, I lost my grandma, and I couldn't be there for the end, and I couldn't be there for the funeral. And we realized we were quite far. So it's like, let's go back, get married. And I think we survived 3 months in France. And we're like, yeah, definitely not the French.
I suppose when you've been away and you've seen something very different, going back to your home, wherever that may be, you realize some of the downsides, I suppose.
I love the expats.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely. So we were in France, we got married, and I was like, let's try London. I didn't think much, and I think I found my first job in less than a week.
Really?
It was brilliant. So I went on a Wednesday to speak to an agency. Saw me on the Friday. They called me. They're like, "I've got this job. Yeah, sure. Interview next Wednesday." Went back to London. Interviewed in the morning. They called me in the afternoon. You've got the job, and I was starting on the Friday.
Fantastic. And then you've never looked back.
No?
You've been in London ever since.
Yeah,
13
years.
Wow. That's
13
incredible.
years. I just love London.
Yeah. Yeah. So you've obviously had your career over this whole time, but more recently you've been doing a lot of fitness, right?
Yes.
So how long has that been going on? What does that look like for you?
It's really a funny story because I've never. I mean, we talked about it. I was the chubby kid. I hated PE. I hated running.
Yeah, same as me.
Despair of my parents. I mean, my dad runs marathon in his sleep. My mum was a volleyball champion.
Really?
Yeah, they both were massively into tennis, and they were desperate for me to get that. So I tried so many things. I remember one year, my mum's like, "You're gonna try volleyball this year. It's your thing." I think it's the longest time I spent on the bench. That outfit was amazing. I mean, it had the lights thing. It was brilliant.
I love it.
Yeah, we spent so much time picking the outfit. Never used it. Never used it.
Well, at least you got a nice outfit.
Yeah, it was really good. No, I was massively into judo. I love judo.
Okay.
Because it's a different kind of sport, isn't it?
Yeah.
Had to give it up for the scouts eventually, but never into fitness. And then 12 years ago is the little bundle of joy arrived in my life. So my daughter,
Mm.
and didn't think much. And then it was hard to carry her. She didn't want to walk much at the start. So I had to pick her up from the nanny. I had her on my back, shopping in there, backpack. And I was like, I can't do this. I need to do something. I need to be able to carry on life
Yeah.
with her, alongside her, and then eventually one day run and do things with her. And I need to take care of myself. I was like easily 30 kilos overweight.
Really? I think having children is quite a point, isn't it, where you
Mm.
realize I want to be fit or I need to be fit for a longer period of time. And I've definitely discussed this with Oscar. Like, this is why I keep fit. Like, I want to be able to have children and do stuff with them into my 50s, into my 60s, right? Like, I don't want to be one of those parents that's tired and
That's it.
yeah. So that's where it started for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I started with those at the time. It was all the fad of the like 8 to 12 weeks program,
Okay.
and so I found this amazing coach, Tim, brilliant guy. He had his own company, and I started with him, and I enjoyed it. I was enjoying it. I was
Yeah.
going at 6 a.m. in the morning, in Old Street, so it was taking me an hour to get there. And I just saw like the kilos melting away, but the energy coming here is like
Yeah.
from the inside, I felt much better. So I did a few of those programs, starting to meet a few people, friends. One in particular was now one of my best friends. We met
Really?
there, and is that guy is one of my everything now.
Yeah.
It's crazy that I met a friend through fitness. And then eventually that fizzled out, and then I found CrossFit.
Okay.
Found CrossFit, and again you had to start over again because you're like, oh, I'm not one of the strongest. I don't know the moves. Some of the part can be quite technical, isn't it? Like
Mm.
weightlifting and stuff like
Yes.
that. But the community is just brilliant, and also that it was very, very weird for me because I've always been a lonely child.
Okay.
I didn't have many friends. I was quite bullied growing up.
Mm.
So it's hard for me to trust someone else.
Yeah.
Even now, I mean, it's like, what, 40 years now.
Really?
You'd think I'd move on. But
No, some of those stuff stay with you, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And it was really hard for me to get into a social atmosphere, like a social situation where I had to open up and talk to strangers. And it took me years
Really?
to bypass this. But that community was amazing. And got stronger, got fitter, and then through CrossFit, you understand that you don't have to be fit to train. You
Yes.
train to be fit,
I love that. It's true.
and it's your abs or your biceps or your pecs come from training. You don't train to get those.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even to this day, and that's what we were talking about, is my whole fluffiness, and we can talk about it.
We will talk about this. Yeah.
To me, I don't mind. I have like, I mean, if you call it back rolls, for example.
Yeah.
I don't mind them because I feel so strong inside. I really don't care.
Have you always had such body positivity?
No, absolutely not. Um, I was always overweight, and I think it stopped me from doing a few things.
Mm.
I was always very conscious, and it's only a very recent thing.
Okay.
It's,
But now you're not. This can sound strange. Your body's in no way bad, but you call yourself the fluffy athlete, right?
yeah, absolutely.
And you're not like some of the ripped guys in High Rocks. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But you're so confident. What was the turning point?
There's two things, I think.
Because
Yeah.
I envy you, honestly. Like, I've had so many ups and downs with my body. It's something I talk with my therapist about all the time, like trying to get to a point where I am confident in my body. Of course, I post pictures on Instagram for those that have seen it.
Great.
And I thank you, and I feel good.
Yeah.
But you don't see the stomach, and I don't show that very often.
Okay.
But you've got such confidence.
It's a mix of things. I think the first moment I can remember, and I know it's gonna sound very weird, very gay, and I fully embrace it. 3 years ago, I went to Mighty Hoopla, the Weekender in Butlins. 3 or 4 years ago. It
Yeah.
was one of the first one. And they have theme nights where and obviously I love outfits, I love fashion, I love dressing up, I love coming up with outfits and themes and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
brilliant. And the first night was double denim, Britney and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So obviously I had the safe outfit, and I had the if I feel brave outfit, which was really short, tiny shorts, not hot pants, but really tiny denim short, a vest, and then this sleeveless denim jacket.
Nice.
It looked incredible,
Yeah.
but I didn't have the. So the first night is not theme night at my to apply, and I went out, and I felt so loved that night. Like I had really hot guys coming up to me and smiling and looking at me, and I was like, "Oh my god, what is happening?" And I realized that night, and I know it's simple, is that you don't need abs to be sexy. You just need like the brightest smile and the kindness inside, and sometimes that's all you need.
I completely agree. And it's that confidence. Like, you can be confident without having abs,
Absolutely.
and confidence shines through. And I think majority of people would say they find confident people attractive.
Yeah.
Some people will say, well, it's got to be about the abs, or it's got to be about whatever. Fine, you do you.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
yeah, so it was that moment.
Yeah. It was that moment, and I put the non-safe outfit.
Good for
Felt
you.
incredible, and it just built up from that. I know that I can wear whatever I want. I wore a skirt to my wedding.
Yes, and we're going to come on to this bit of the journey in
Sorry,
a
I'm
little while.
jumping
No,
around.
but I've seen the pictures,
Yeah.
which I thought was amazing.
Yeah.
So you found some confidence in your body.
So found the confidence, and then it built up from there. Where I've always had trouble with my thighs, for example. I've always thought, they're big, they're fat, they're flabby. I can't wear the skinny jeans that guys are fancy. Was wearing, it's
Yeah.
like all the 501s and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I spent thousands of pounds and euros trying to find the perfect pair of jeans. And one day I realized, well, actually, strong thighs is good.
Yeah, it's attractive.
Yeah.
I agree.
I'd rather have a guy with like big thighs than big biceps, because it takes so much more work to get those.
Yes. I love the guys in the gym that just work out their upper half and completely neglect their legs.
Yeah.
It's like, no, the legs are important.
Yeah.
For balance, if not anything else. So yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, so I've worked this out, and I'm working with this amazing coach. So I've been almost 2 years with her. And then over a year ago, I was struggling a bit because I was getting into a plateau, and she said, "Well, have we thought about your nutrition? Let's have a look at nutrition." And we had the chat, and she said, "Look, you need to eat to fuel your body. You're training every day, sometimes twice a day. You have your long runs on the weekends. You can't eat to lose weight and expect a performance."
Exactly.
And I said, "Well, but if I eat more, I was on what, 1,500 calories a day, training 2 to 3 hours a day. It was not sustainable." And she said, "Okay, we're gonna put you on 2,500 calories." I said, "But I'm gonna put a weight." And she said, "Well, you need to embrace the fluff. You will be fluffy, but you're gonna become so much stronger." And I was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
And I tried for a few weeks, and I'm like, actually, yeah, she's right. I can be fluffy, and I can be so strong.
And were you sleeping better?
Yeah.
Everything changes,
Everything
right?
changed.
Same as me. I was on 1,400 for a long time to get to this ideal skinny body.
Yeah.
And I did. If I look back at my wedding pictures from last summer, I'm much slimmer.
Yeah.
But I wasn't strong, wasn't sleeping that well.
Mhm.
And now I'm on 2,500.
It's crazy.
It's
And
so
you're
different.
just enjoying life. You
yeah.
eat the food you want.
And I think you realize it's part of a longer journey.
Yeah.
You're right. So yeah, sure, I'm eating more, but I'm getting stronger, and therefore it'll all work out. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you've done some amazing stuff, right? So you've got you've found your coach, you've got your eating, you've competed in how many high rocks?
I think I'm on at 14 or 15.
Oh, I didn't realize it was
I'm
that
on-
much.
I'm
That's
on
insane.
my third season. Yeah.
Third season.
Yeah.
And you've generally got faster,
Yes.
stronger,
Stronger, faster.
happier.
God, I did Vienna not long ago, and it was the first race, I think solo,
Mm.
that I was so excited to race.
Were you?
my skin was tingling, and I was like, oh, I was at 1:40 p.m. and I was like, oh,
Just want to go.
I want to go, and I was on that start line. I was like, yeah, I'm happy. This is where I'm meant to be,
Yeah.
and I raced fine. It was a great race. Could I go faster? Definitely.
Yeah.
But I got to the wall balls, and like, do you know what? I'm gonna get those wall balls unbroken. I'm gonna go for it. Why do I have to do
So did you
this?
slow down the pace
Did.
so you could do them unbroken?
Yeah.
And you did?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you got your Red Bull badge, right? I saw.
I did.
Good for you.
And I have to say, I've got the best husband in the world, because he's very wise, and he's got the perfect cheerleading sentences.
Go on.
He's come up with a few really good ones, but that one just before, he said, "Look, originally he wasn't gonna come. I was going on my own,
Yeah.
and then a few weeks before, it's like, oh, maybe, why not? I'll come with you."
Make a weekend out of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then just before the race, he's like, you know what? We didn't spend thousands of pounds for you not to PB today. I was like, what? He's like,
There's some
"Look,
pressure.
we gave all that away. I want a PB." And then he said, if you do those wall balls unbroken, I'll pay for your massage. If you don't, you pay for mine. I was like, I'm getting
Great
that
deal.
massage. I'm still waiting for it, but
That's amazing. And what I particularly, because I met you in High Rocks, Manchester.
Yes.
And you were one of the judges that I was working with. But I actually noticed you, I think, the day before, because you were racing, right?
I did, yeah.
And what's very obvious about you is that you don't fit in with the norm of the guys in terms of what we dress like, for example. So you're very out there. And I think this is one of the things, I think I talked to Claire about this, making High Rocks more inclusive.
Absolutely.
There needs to be much more about LGBT, like everyone and everyone, right? Like, and you're all for that. You run loud and proud.
Oh God, I was never a big fan of black. I mean, I do wear black when it's
Yeah.
needed. Sometimes it's really hard to find the clothes for it.
Yeah.
So I get my t-shirts done by a friend who's a tie and dye expert. Lewis is one of my best friends as well. It's brilliant. It's the thing, the representation matters, and I don't think there's enough LGBT plus athletes in anywhere.
Yeah.
And
Well, and if there are, they're not showing it.
Yeah.
For whatever reason,
yeah, absolutely.
because I don't think it's very welcoming right now. We talked about egos, right?
That's it. Or they're scared about their sponsors, or I don't have all that pressure. So I was like, if I can help someone to feel more confident in running their hearts, yeah. Also, cola is a lot more fun.
It's true. It's true.
Sorry, but
I think this is where my mind, like, I wear a lot of black in the gym, always black, and it's
Yeah.
because I feel like I look good in it. But maybe it's because I hide behind it as well. I feel like if I'm in colour, it shows off the lumps and bumps a bit more.
Does.
And so I'm still not quite there, I suppose.
I think it's not so much about color for me. Yes, I do wear color, but for me, it's the fit.
Yeah.
And I work out in a commercial gym, so it's people are very safe.
Yeah.
I go the opposite.
Yeah.
I want to feel sexy. I want to feel comfortable
Yeah.
in my outfits. So yes, I do wear lycra. I do wear short shorts. I do wear tank top
Yeah.
because I feel good in it.
Good
And
for you.
if you feel good, you feel strong, and you feel fast, and you leave your workout in a much better state.
Yeah.
And I remember one day I had this T-shirt that I found, and I love that T-shirt, and I wear it all the time. It says, "I work out because my husband is hot."
That's amazing.
But imagine wearing that in a commercial gym. People's like, "Hold on,
Yeah.
husband, is it gay? What? No, it doesn't compute. No."
I think you do see that sometimes. Like, I remember racing High Rocks London last year, and it was the first and only time that Oscar's been able to support me because of work. And so he's there on the sideline, like cheering me on and everything. And when I was doing the farmers carries, it was like one long strip. The way the viewing with the spectators, it was right next to it.
Yeah.
So I kind of stopped and gave him a kiss. Oh my God, you should have seen the straight guys and the girls like, look, he's gay.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, and it just felt, I didn't care in that moment because I was feeling
Brilliant.
strong. It was my fastest race actually, and maybe that's because he was there and I was confident, right, of who I
Absolutely.
am. So that really shows. Yeah,
It's brilliant, but it's it's what we need to do. Sometimes we need to go above and beyond to come back to a more normal level. Do you know what I mean? We need to overcompensate
totally. Yeah,
and keep going. I mean, it's that, and it could be a simple kiss, could be like a sign,
yeah,
like
exactly,
it could
exactly.
be anything, a photo. It's we do have gay athletes, but there's so much pressure from there. We need to go, and
Yeah,
we'll get there.
yeah,
But yeah.
exactly. And so some of the other work you're doing is Better the Next Day.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do you want to talk a bit about that?
Yeah, brilliant. So I met Jake. So Jake Williamson is a high rocks athlete. Is great guy all around. Anyway, I met him about a year ago in a run, and it's that moment where it's difficult for me to go and talk to strangers. It takes a lot out of me.
Okay,
I'm a massive introvert,
really?
so going out it takes a lot of my social battery. And then on that day, obviously, I follow him on social media, and I said, you know what, it might be the only occasion for me. So I went to chat to him. We had a really good chat, and then a week or two later, he was looking for ambassadors for BTND, Better the Next Day, and I was like, I'll try.
Yeah.
And we had a really good chat, and all right, I got the gig. And I've met some amazing people through it, and it really aligns with my values in what we just discussed. Is we're trying to create safer spaces for LGBTQ
Yeah,
plus people in sports, and that's what we're trying to do.
yeah,
So we've got a really good app that's got a community, and we're building. It's a baby at the moment, so we're building up on that.
yeah.
But it's really what I'm trying to create as well is representation matters,
Yes.
and we need a few strong people that shows that
Yeah,
you can and you could and you should, and go out there, put yourself out there, and
yeah,
you don't have abs, doesn't matter. You're not fit, no one is.
yeah.
Just do whatever you want to do, and we'll be there to support you.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
So good. So the fluffy athlete, I was saying to you before, feels like a brand to me. It feels like this is what you're slowly creating as this brand,
Yes.
which I think is amazing, and I think people will
Thank you.
really relate to it. Is that how you see it?
Yes, it's very recent as well.
Yeah.
I started doing this for me because it was my way of putting myself out there, and then I started getting messages on Instagram saying, "Oh, do you know what? I always wanted to do higher rocks. Never thought it was possible, and you showed me there's more than one way to race." And I was like, "Oh, it's really touching. Honestly, I was so emotional. I'm still getting emotional, and there's one mother in particular that I can think of. She's like, I was putting myself so down, and it's like I really wanted to do this,
Mm,
and you told me I could, so I went. And she's like, "Do you know what? It took me 2 hours. Couldn't care less. At the time of my life, I already signed up for my second one. She's training. She's going to the gym. She's have a family, and she said it's changed my life." And it's like, at least I helped one person. Why not try to do more?
exactly. Yeah. So you're trying to maybe create something from this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so you know high rocks wise, you can see a lot of coaches, and we chatted about this. There's so many coaches and say, okay, if you want to do an hour 20, this is what you do. This is
Yes.
what you eat.
Yeah.
That is not what I'm doing.
No.
If you need help, I can help you definitely. But you've got better people, much better than me to do this.
Yeah.
What I want to encourage people is I want to give them the confidence and the resilience to high rocks or any other things. I mean, there's so many other competitions or even your life.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's
Exactly. Just day to day.
yeah,
Going to the gym, walking around.
just getting up in the
Yeah.
morning.
Yeah.
Some days, and I think for everyone, is waking up and getting out of bed is such a struggle.
Yeah.
You can do this. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be extraordinary.
Mm.
Go out, like, go coffee around the corner and come back home.
Yeah.
I want to really encourage people that feel they can't do this, that they can.
Mm.
And it's through my own journey, I want to show that people, you can do whatever you put your
Yeah.
mind to.
Yeah. So that's quite a nice segue, I think, into your journey.
Mhm.
So those that are listening carefully will be, so you had a wife and you've got a daughter
Yes.
and now you've got a husband.
Mhm.
How was that journey?
Is an interesting one, and it's I was lucky in a way. So I met my ex-wife very young, and we had Emma at 27. Best thing, and till this day, I still love her very, very much. And
Yeah.
she's
And you're
one
like
of
best friends, right?
she's one of my best friends. We've got such a close relationship. She's an extraordinary woman.
Mm.
She has another kid. I love the bits.
Really?
It's a little boy. Is such a happy kid.
Yeah.
We have so like is not my child, but we've got so much in common.
Really?
I mean, very like I don't talk about it much, but I love diggers. It's such a like straight cisgender male hobby, but I love diggers. I love cranes. I love
Really?
trucks. I absolutely adore them. I love Transformers. Optimus Prime is one of my favorite heroes.
Amazing. Love that.
And he loves it too. So when I collect vintage Spanish diggers. I know it's very niche.
Very niche.
I'll show you. It's
Yes.
it's like the yellow metal diggers that they're
Wow.
really hard to
Okay.
find. And when he comes home, he loves to play. We play together, and
Yeah.
it's love it. And there's I don't know if you know, there's Digger Land just outside London.
No.
Yeah, so you can go and actually like
That's amazing.
drive diggers. I got this for Christmas. My husband got me
What a great
a
present.
private lesson to drive one of the massive digger. So I'm gonna take him. Anyway,
I love
excited
it. It's so good.
I love kids. Yeah, we got an amazing relationship. We toured the world together. We lived in Australia. We lived in New Zealand, and then we come to London and sort of like realized who I was, and we separated. And then I met my husband a few years later.
How was that time of realization? And did you get there quite quickly and talk to her quite quickly, or did it take a long time?
Took a long time
Mm.
because I loved her. I love
Yeah.
her.
And you didn't want to hurt her, right?
That's it, exactly. And also, it's the internal struggle. It's like,
Mm.
do you know, like growing up, I was looking at the other boys and it's like, but to me, it wasn't love or it was just admiration because they were
Yeah.
so outgoing, so confident. And I was like, I wish I was like that.
Yeah.
Since I learned that I can be my own way, I can be introvert, I can be reserved, I can leave the party early and still be fine.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's bear in mind, like in the 90s, growing up in France in the 90s, being gay was illegal, and
Mm.
also I've learned a lot since. I've read a lot of books, trying to understand is the way the news or the government was putting out there being gay was.
Yeah.
I understand why.
Yeah.
Even if I don't remember it, it's in there. So
Exactly.
it's only moving in London and say, oh, that's what being gay is. Okay. Oh, it's not bad. It's not a crime.
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe this is it.
And you probably met many different people from different backgrounds, and
Yeah. I didn't
Yeah.
have any gay friends growing up, or not as
Yeah.
far as I knew.
yeah.
It's only in London. I had a few colleagues and friends. It's like,
Mm.
oh yeah, here you go. And
Very similar to Claire, actually. She was talking about living in Glasgow, and
Mm.
you know, when she changed her environment and came to London, it was when she started to realise, because of who you're around and your
That's it,
environment.
yeah.
So same for me.
that's
Moving
all
from
I
a
saw,
small
isn't
town
it?
to London, it opens your eyes.
It's exactly that.
Yeah. So how was that period of kind of separation? I suppose was it difficult?
Very difficult.
Yeah.
Very difficult on both sides. And
Mm.
I thank her every day for her to support me, even not moving out, and she helped me move out. She
It
like
must have been so difficult.
it was,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. But now you're in a good place.
Yes,
Your daughter.
Brilliant. We're neighbours.
Are you?
Yeah. So when I moved out, I was adamant that I wanted to be in walking distance from her in case anything happened.
Yeah.
And for a while, I still carried on paying rent and insurance. And I think she was on my life insurance good years after that.
Yeah.
And then she moved out, and then we tried to make it work for a little while. I was like, no, it's not work. So we moved out to be close to her.
Okay.
Yeah, it's working well.
Yeah.
It's really well.
Good.
And Emma's, I think, very early on, we say priorities to our daughter, to her happiness.
Yeah.
And now she goes between the two houses, and
she's happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have like a strict plan, and
Yeah.
it works well. And I think Emma's really happy.
Yeah.
And
what a success story.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it's
yeah. I think sometimes, I've talked to a few people, and just generally life, right? Like, we need to go through a struggle sometimes to get to the place where we're confident and happy, and unfortunately, we don't plan to hurt anyone, right? And it's just
absolutely not.
Kind of what happens. So, I love that. Thank you. Talking about coffee.
Yes.
What's your go-to coffee order? Do you like coffee?
I love coffee. I have coffee. It's quite funny because so in the UK it will be an Americano.
Okay.
Hate saying this. I don't like the word.
Why?
So it's just, to me, it's like America. It's like, well, it's just coffee with a bit of hot water in it.
Yeah, it's black coffee.
That's it.
This is coffee.
But in Australia they call it a long black.
Yes. Okay.
And I prefer this.
Yeah.
So yeah, just a long black coffee.
Always?
Yes.
Nice.
If in the afternoon, maybe a flat white. If I had too much coffee and I try to dilute it a bit.
Yeah.
It's either going to be long black coffee or single double espresso.
Espresso.
Mm-hmm.
Oof. Strong.
Yeah. After lunch is always a single double espresso.
Crazy. I can't do it. It's too much.
I love when the coffee is almost solid, and you can turn the cup and the coffee doesn't fall out.
Perfect. Do you have any go-to coffee shops? Places you like?
I don't.
No? That's cool.
I don't.
Any?
No, any is sometimes coffee is a necessity, so whatever's closest.
Exactly.
But I try to avoid certain chains.
Fine. Yeah.
Because in my mind, some chains are for food, some chains are for coffee.
I agree.
So like, I wouldn't get food from Cafe Nero, for example, and I wouldn't get coffee from Pret.
You wouldn't?
No. Because for me, Pret is food, Cafe Nero is coffee.
Interesting. Yeah.
And sometimes you don't have any other choice, so you're like, okay,
Exactly.
fine, I'll do it. But
So you've done a lot in life. What is kind of the future goals for you? Like, could be in the near future, long-term future. What does it look like for you?
definitely building my own brand. I really want to build that community where people can help each other, and you're not defined by how you look or
Yeah.
what timing you have on your half marathon or your Harrods or whatever. So trying to build out of people supporting each other and putting out there that you don't need to be fit
Yeah.
to train or to go to the gym or to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And you train. Sometimes you can just train for life. So build that community, definitely. From more personal level, move more into fitness. So starting coaching a bit more.
Yeah.
Coaching CrossFit, coaching high rocks.
Yeah.
I've been doing that a few lately.
What is it about the coaching that you like?
I love coaching newbies, beginners, because you can tell the hope they have in their eyes looking at you. It's like, okay, help me.
Yeah.
And then you give the cues, you show them, and you celebrate all their wins. It's like, oh my God, you got your first squat, or you got your first double under, or whatever. It doesn't have to be much. And you see the happiness in their eyes. It's like, I helped you get there.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it's 10% coming from me, it's so
Yeah.
good. And then they thank you, and then you go on and say, okay, let's work on the next bit, and then the next bit. And they come back and like, I've done my first competition.
Love
I've
it.
done this. And you're like, it's so rewarding.
And you contributed to that. So it's,
Absolutely.
yeah. I love that.
I just love that.
Yeah.
That's what you should see as well in like your classes, and see
Yeah.
people coming back. And
I think originally I got into it because I enjoyed spin and I thought, oh, I'd been on a long fitness journey and I was like, right, I can help people get there. And I think you do have that shine for a really long time, especially in high rocks, I think, which is why I've really enjoyed high rocks classes because, you've got people, oh, I'm not sure I'm strong enough to go to a high rocks. I'm like, it's for everybody, literally.
absolutely.
Run at your pace. Don't look at the person next to you on the treadmill in this class. Like, do what you need to do to get through it. But yeah, and I really enjoy that. So yeah, I
It's
resonate.
so true. It's something I really want to point out to people is you do you.
Totally.
Is run your own race. So many people burn out because they're trying to follow someone
Yeah.
or go to a pace that is not theirs. It's like, oh, I've seen this on Instagram or this. Or, it's like so many people go into high rocks with expectations and they're like, oh, I've read that the average is an hour and a half, so I want to do less than that. I was like, well, says who?
Yeah. Do you know what? It really irritated me when I signed up for my first one. And the question I got from pretty much everyone was, oh, what's your time goal? Like, what's your goal? And then afterwards, oh, how long did it take you? Those are the first question.
Yeah.
Not like, did you enjoy it? Have you finished it? Was it good? Are you okay? Like, yeah, it was like, how quick did you do it? I'm like, that doesn't matter.
Did you have fun?
Did you have
No,
fun?
I didn't.
No.
Why did you do it then?
And some people don't have fun with it. They look in pain and they've got this pressure to get it done in a certain time. And it's like, just enjoy it.
Absolutely.
I say that at least for everyone's first one.
Mm.
I've got a good friend, one of Oscar's best friend. She's doing her first one in Cardiff, hopefully. So she's training hard for it. And I'm like, just go out and enjoy it. Get the first one done, then you can think about what's next. Yeah. Whether that's slightly faster or slightly different. Like, yeah, just enjoy that first race.
There's so many ways to race. You can walk. You can do intervals. So you run for a minute, walk for a minute. You can take your time on the stations. You could so many ways.
Yeah.
It's quite funny because when we met in Manchester, I was not in the mood to race before.
Really?
The weeks leading to Manchester, I was like, you know what? I can't do this. I've had a few challenges over Christmas. I was just not in the mood.
Yeah.
So I said to my coach, it's like, how do you feel about me just going for the fun of it? She's like, Guillaume, that's a brilliant idea. And it was my worst time. So I think it took me, and it's very weird for me to say this because I think it took me about an hour 27. And I realized for some people, an hour 27 is a goal. And it made me realize that day that, just me doing this for some people is their objective. But to me that day, I wanted to have fun.
Yes.
So I went there and you don't know, but I actually was like, oh, yeah, I need a reminder to have fun. So because of Manchester, I went to the shop the next day and I bought nipple pastels. So it was that strip shop and they were shelled like the Little Mermaid with glitter. They were purple glitter. And that was my way to show everyone that I was like, I'm here for fun. You can do this for fun.
Good for you.
And I stopped at every single person I knew, had a chat.
I saw you. Yeah, stopping and chatting.
I stepped, I've got the best photos from it. I've got some lovely photos. I've got a smile on everything. And that just rekindled my love for high rocks and competing. I was like, you can do this for fun. And I just took everything in. I met so amazing new people. And I just had a good time. And
good for you.
When's the last time you can say I had a good time at competition?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. It's usually quite stressful, isn't it, for a lot of people? Yeah. What are some of the big life lessons, bits of advice you want to share with people?
Well, we talked about body confidence, and I know it's not easy because when you look at the mirror, you see a different image. I'd say the first thing you can do is take one part of your body you don't like and learn to love it. I learned this from my friend Jason. So my friend Jason, amazing guy. He's a rugbyman and he loves crop tops.
Okay.
And he's a fluffy guy and he doesn't mind saying it. And he's like, you know what? I love crop tops. Yes, I've got a bit of belly. Who cares? I love crop tops. And there's so many instances where people's like, why do you do this? And he's like, because I love to.
Yeah.
And he told me, and he's like, if you love something, just go for it. So yeah, I wear short shorts. Yes, I wear skirts. And it's challenging because people will judge you for it.
Yeah.
And then when you realize that those people actually are more busy looking at themselves than at you, I think you'll be a bit freer.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. If you could have coffee with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be? Why? Where would you go?
Do you know what? I think, do you know Jean-Paul Gaultier?
Yes.
So he's my all-time favorite artist, fashion designer, and I loved him ever since I was a kid. And yes, you have some beautiful designers, especially French one. I mean, you have Christian Dior that came up with beautiful dresses, and yes, they all in their way broke the mold.
Yeah.
But for me, he broke even more, and it was called the enfant terrible de la mode. She's a terrible child of fashion very early on. And to me, it was a sign that you could do whatever you want and be proud of it. And he's very early on, one of the interview I was looking at, his go-to sentence every time was, why not?
Yeah.
It's like, why are you doing this? Why not?
Yeah.
And I think it's so true that, you know, when someone say, oh, I want to do a Hyrox, or I want to dye my hair, or I want to wear this, but I don't dare to. Why not?
Why not? Yeah.
It's so simple. Why not? So I want to sit down with him and say, how did you manage this? Because what you managed in the 80s and 90s, we could do that now.
Yeah.
It's just different challenges, but it's the same mentality behind it.
Yeah.
How did you manage this? He has a show, a freak show,
Okay.
that I saw once in Paris. It was brilliant, and it's all about his life and how he went to London. He met Vivienne Westwood and the punk grunge, etc.
Yeah.
Drugs, and I mean, it wasn't easy at that time.
Mm.
Loved it so much. They moved the show to London. So I was like, I'll go again. And it's just, I remember this like it was yesterday. He showed up on stage. So the show winner, and then he came out.
Really?
And I went bawling my eyes out. I was crying so much.
Wow.
I'm like, oh my God, this is, to me, is everything.
Yeah.
It showed all the little guys, all the different guys that you could be different and still be a famous fashion designer. And he still carries on today. He stopped designing, but he gets the little people and say, okay, this year you're going to do my line. And
Wow.
he uses his platform. And I hope one day I could do this for someone.
I love that. Yeah. And you can see that's carried through in everything that you're doing.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you.
I can really see that.
And funny enough, when I was in Australia, I used to work in a department store. And I don't know, I can't remember. I made this friend that worked in the makeup department. And one day she said, why don't you wear bronzer? I said, I don't know, what's bronzer? And she pulled one out, and it was a Jean-Paul Gaultier. So he had a makeup,
there you
he
are.
came up with the first makeup line for men.
I didn't know that.
It was called Monsieur. And I still have the brush. The makeup's gone. It was like 15, 16 years ago.
Mm.
And she showed me what bronzer is. I haven't looked back.
Interesting.
And you don't have to be too much, but I feel so
Yeah.
much better for
You can be
it.
subtle, right?
Yeah.
But you feel good.
Is it? I've got bronzer. I've got
Have you?
blush. I've got... Yeah,
Yeah, you can't tell actually. Yeah.
it just makes me feel a bit healthier as well.
Yeah.
Do it, honestly. If money was no issue, I'd be a personal shopper.
Would you?
I love shopping, and I think I've got that. I just like how you can change someone's. But it's one thing you'll learn as you learn to accept your body. Clothes don't define you, and if you feel good in your body, you can wear whatever.
Yeah.
And I can show you some really cool baggy clothes that's gonna make you feel very sexy. The thing you can do is start wearing at home.
Yeah.
wear it at home, and when you're comfortable in that at home, you
Yeah.
can wear it outside.
Yeah.
But do it. I mean,
I know. Part of me worries then about London and like getting on the tube and people. I'm like, but maybe I should just not care. But I think it's easier said than done sometimes.
it's not easy.
No.
Honestly. The first time I was care in public was for my best friend's wedding. And I remember it was a beautiful pleated skirt from Uniqlo, the JW Anderson collab. And crossing London Bridge was, oh my God, what I'm going to do? And I sat on the train at home on the way to London Bridge, and I was opposite a mom and a little boy or girl, can't remember. And then the little kid turned the mom and said, Mom, he's wearing a skirt. And the mom turns around and said, yeah, well, it looks good, doesn't it? And the boy said, yeah, I like it.
Wow.
And as I got up, the mom said, you look great. And the little boy said, yeah, you look great. And he was what, 4 or 5?
That's crazy.
And the mom said, obviously the boy said, why is the man wearing a skirt? And the mom said, well, as long as he feels comfortable in it, who are we to judge?
Exactly.
And I felt amazing.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, and I bought more and wearing more. And
Good.
it's just that one moment is, and
Yeah.
I think London's great for this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there are some places obviously you respect the culture or like places that we visit, but yeah, I do need to push myself a little bit.
Start with simple things.
Yeah.
Earrings, jewelry.
Yeah.
It's like you can dress on the women's side or the men's side. I mean, a lot of my stuff comes from M&S women.
Really?
Because I'm tiny.
Yeah.
They do all cropped, which for me is normal length.
Yeah.
All those cropped jeans for me is normal length. So it just
Nice,
means I
okay.
save on alteration.
Yeah.
But it's like, now when I'm looking for a gift for you, I can go anywhere. So he's happy. He's bought me so many like pieces of jewelry.
Really?
And, I mean, I've got a diamond ring.
I saw
as
your
an
ring. Yeah,
engagement.
I saw that.
Because I love Priscilla. Do you know the movie?
Yes.
And he's got the diamond. And I was like, why not? And that's why I've got one of a diamond ring tattoo.
Nice. Love it.
You can. It's just, you just need to.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just need a friend.
Yeah, I think so.
So if you need,
Thank you.
let me know.
All right, it's time for the quick fire round.
Woo!
First thing you do in the morning.
So you're gonna judge me for it?
No, go on.
I drink a big glass of water with pink sea salt and creatine in it.
Amazing.
I just discovered that it delays my first coffee. It rehydrates me a lot faster.
Yeah.
Like the dryness of the night and the headache and stuff like that.
I'll give it a go.
Yeah, try.
Because my first thing is coffee. Almost the first thing I do.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And it's not good.
No.
Particularly not before water.
But that's it, yeah.
Yeah. Be honest, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
A guilty pleasure you'll never give up.
That's going to be controversial, but I love the Real Housewives and the Kardashians.
Like all of them.
I have some favorites.
Yeah.
I start with Beverly Hills.
Okay.
New Jersey. Miami. Oh, God.
I've never watched any. I feel like I need to.
Do you know what? I mean, Lisa Vanderpump, Carol Richard, they saved my life during COVID lockdown. I was hooked on them.
Yeah.
And I'm going to see Erika Jane in Mighty Hoopla later this year. I am beyond.
You're excited.
Yeah. I missed Luann. So Luann is in New York.
Okay.
I missed her last year.
Ah.
But yeah.
Love that.
Real Housewives.
I can see the excitement.
Oh, God. So.
Favorite place you visited and why?
So for my 40th, my husband took me to Croatia. It was a surprise and it's brilliant. I said to him, I want you to take me to a sunny holiday where I can be a bit myself, naughty, and I'll explain why. It's not what you think. And his first idea was like, oh, I'm going to take you to the Oslo Pride. I was like, oh, it's nice. There's no beach in Oslo.
Exactly.
And so we use this company that you brief them and then they book everything and they don't tell you until the day off. So it's called Journée. It's brilliant. So we brief them and say, okay, we want LGBT safe. We want the beach. We want some activities. We don't want those countries because we've been there. So they send you an envelope, sealed envelope, and they tell you need to be at the airport at this time. Fine. So we go to the airport, we open it, and it was Croatia. And it was like never in a million years we thought we'd go to a Croatia. So why not? We go there. They had booked the taxi, the hotel. It was a beautiful sort of Airbnb with a terrace overlooking the sea. Never we would have thought that. They booked a kayak trip around an island at sunset. We went to visit Montenegro for a day, a city tour. And because I was on that journey of self-discovery of my body, I mean, it's no secret. You look at my Instagram, I love being naked.
Yes.
I love showing my body. And I get a lot of haters.
Do you?
Some of them are closer than you think. And they're like, why are you doing this? Surely it's going to bat you in the ass sometimes. And I was like, it helps me first.
Yeah.
Because that's how I learned to love my body. And if you help someone, why not? So I love going to beaches and I ditched the board shorts years ago. I love to wear Speedos.
Yeah.
And I wanted that moment and that summer, and Croatia's brilliant for this.
Sounds amazing.
It was brilliant. It was brilliant.
I'm going to get the name of that company because
It's brilliant. You give them a budget.
I'm quite a control freak, so I'm like...
You need to let it go.
Yeah. But I think it'd be amazing if I could... Yeah.
It's because they know so many local things to do.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't find it.
That's
Or you spend
insane.
ages finding it. Also, you can just relax and find, everything's taken care of.
Yeah. Good for you.
Yeah.
Favourite way to spend your day off?
Shopping.
Shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy because my daughter's starting getting into shopping. And,
Yeah, nice.
So we like doing that. My favorite thing we did together, we got our nails done together because I wanted to show her that men could have their nails done. And I'm trying to show her that men don't have to be that cisgender, straight male cliche that you see around.
Yeah.
And she's fully embracing this. So we got our nails done, we had lunch, and then we went shopping.
I love it.
It was really nice.
Good for you.
It was really nice.
If you could time travel, would you go forwards or backwards?
Can I say neither?
Yes.
I think, I've had some very hard times in the past. Really, really hard times. I would not want to live through them again. And you could go back and try to change it, but I think those moments defined me.
Mm.
And I've had some really good times as well. And I don't want to change those.
Yeah.
Because everything that was in the past led to today. And I'm so happy now that I want to enjoy now before I leave tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
Perfect.
I'm happy now.
Good. What's the weirdest thing you've Googled recently?
Weirdest thing. Oh, God. Can I say it?
Yeah, go on.
Have you been watching The White Lotus?
Do you know what? No. And you are like the fifth person that's asked me and Oscar, have we started watching it? And no, we haven't.
Okay. So I'm
now
not...
you are now affirming that we need to. Go on.
There's always a scene in particular you're like...
So you wanted to know more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, it's the main character. Again, I don't want to spoil it for you, but it's the scene particularly I wouldn't mind seeing that scene again.
Right, when I get there, I'll let you know that I've seen it.
One of the earliest scenes, not the latest one, because that one's a bit controversial. But
Okay,
one
fine.
of the earliest scenes.
Finally, what's a small amount of joy that you've experienced recently?
That's a good one, actually. And I think if I can leave on a good tip. I started doing a journal diary a year ago, and it's called my 5-year story. So on every page, there's 5 years. So you fill it every day.
Okay.
When you finish your year, you come back. So you know what you did that exact same day the year before.
Wow, okay.
So you fill it, and in 5 years, I'll have my whole story. So every day I'll know. So I know how my year evolves, and then I know, last year I was doing this. I was like, okay. And what it's forced me to do is, and I only learned that term lately. Do you know triggers?
Yeah.
So when something triggers you in a bad way, do you know what the opposite is? It's a glimmer.
Glimmer.
So it's forcing me to find the little glimmers in my life And it's silly. Last time it was the sun hitting my stairs as I was sitting on the sofa with my coffee doing nothing. It was so pretty. And I was like, yes. And I'm trying to work on this at the moment. I'm trying to assess the moment and say, okay, is this what I'm meant to do right now in this instance? And you're like, yes, I feel good. This is what I'm meant to do now.
Yeah.
And these little things, I'm hunting them now. And the latest one, and it's quite funny, is with my daughter. We went to a Taylor Swift, how do you call this? Not lookalike. Tribute acts. And it was 700 people in that room. And my husband and I were the only two gay daddies in that room. It was filled with little girls. But all the videos I have of that moment is of Emma with like tears and joy in her eyes, watching. For her, it didn't make sense. It didn't make any difference. It wasn't Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
She was so happy, and it made me happy that
Really?
she was happy. Oh, she was brilliant on stage, and I had a really good time. But I like those moments. And
Yeah.
what I started to do is all those little glimmers are so important in my life. I have a library in my mind. I started writing them down on my phone, and I have in my mind, and I call them when I'm in a dark time. I'm like, all right, let's try one of those.
Yeah.
And I ran out of space in my mind, so I'm starting tattooing them.
Love
so that's
that.
why I have a lot of little tattoos.
Yeah.
So that one there is a crown. Emma was a massive fan of Six, the musical.
Yeah.
And I surprised her, and we went to see it, but I didn't tell her. So I said we were going shopping, and we passed the theater. I was like, oh, look, it's Six. And she looks at her. You can see the stars in her eyes. She's like, I'd love to see it. And I faked it. Oh, hold on, my phone's buzzing. What's that? What? Tickets for Six? And she's like, no. Really? Yeah, we're going now. We've got tickets. Find the glimmers in your life.
Yeah. I love it.
It could be stupid. It could be this chat.
Yeah, exactly.
And that made my day.
Yeah.
And that's it for today. And tomorrow I'll find another one.
Exactly. Well, you have made my day. Genuinely, I've learned a lot from you, and I've said this to you before. Like, I really find you inspiring, and I hope I can take a little bit from you and put it into my own life. So, and I hope people that are listening can as well. So, Guillaume, thank you so much for joining us on ChatterBeans. Where can people connect with you, find out what you do next with your life?
Instagram. The Fluffy Athlete.
Yeah, and we'll tag you.
Definitely. And do reach out.
Yeah.
Like, I invite people to reach out. I have messages. I reply very quickly because I've got this PTSD. I hate notifications. So I reply very quickly.
Yeah, good. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
See you soon.
That was brilliant.
Thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in to ChatterBeans. I hope you enjoyed today's conversation. If you liked this episode, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. And for more behind-the-scenes moments, guest updates, and a peek into the world of ChatterBeans, follow us on Instagram at chatter.beans. Until next time, grab a coffee, sit back, and let's keep chatting.